Welcome, welcome as everyone joins. Thanks for joining me today. We have about 6 more minutes. So if you'd like to play some music in the background for yourself, feel free to put on some music. Something calming if that feels good, or something energizing. Something that makes the space feel good for you. Welcome everyone. If you did practice in the class before, please have a bit of water. I hear it's very warm back home. Many teachers say don't drink water when you're practicing yoga. You don't want to have a full tummy, but please do have a few sips of water. And if you want to join me in adding where you're calling from, that would be great, just to know where you're calling from in the Western Cape, or maybe you're not in the Western Cape, wherever you're calling from, I'd love to hear. We've got about 4 more minutes, so we'll give it a bit of time. I know last time quite a few people joined in just after 4:30, so let's see what happens. So all you really need is a space big enough for a mat. Even if you don't have a mat, doesn't matter. The space doesn't need to be big. Maybe you do want a carpet or a blanket under your body if you don't have a mat, just to make it a little bit more comfortable. And I have popped some things in the chat. If you want to play some music, feel free. Music is a wonderful way to de-stress and to really change the environment that you're in, just to help you reconnect to your own body, help you to feel calmer. So that's really a personal thing, and also what you choose to play. Okay, let's give it 1 or 2 more minutes. So we are going to start the practice standing. So you could make your way there. Hey, welcome everyone. If you didn't join me for the last class, I'm Jess, or on Tuesday, I mean. I am an expert house pupil, and yeah, this is a 45-minute class, really just to de-stress, release the day, release the week, and maybe learn some ways in which you can regulate your own nervous system, regulate your own body, your own stress. And so through movement, through breath, through stillness, and these are beautiful ways in which you can learn to regulate your own nervous system. And I learned them when I was in my late 20s, and they have changed my life. Just the simple tool of using your breath. So it doesn't have to be any fancy yoga. Yeah, so let's get started. A few more people may hop online, but let's get started. I'm going to start today's class exactly like I started the grade 4s and grade 7s. We're going to just start by shaking out the body. So starting by finding a little bit of movement into the body, start shaking into the arms. Just continue like that. Imagining that the stress is releasing out the hands as you shake the hands. So use your breath, take a deep inhale, and sigh it out. As you shake into the hands, and let that movement move all the way up the arms, jiggling the arms. Use your breath, breathing deep. You don't have to be moving around like I am. I'm just checking the computer. So maybe just grounding through the feet. Feel that sense of connecting down through the feet. Move the movement up into the shoulders. So shaking the shoulders up and down. Maybe a little bit slower movement now. And really sigh it out as you shake out the arms. Take the hands now up overhead and start shaking into the arms. Use your breath. Bring the hands back down. Keep the feet hip width distance apart, and you're going to just sway from side to side now. And maybe it feels good for you to close the eyes. Use your breath. You take a little bit bigger movements into the arms if that feels nice. Really moving into the spine. So maybe bring the arms almost to goalpost arms as you move now a little bit deeper into the spine. You can move the hips and rotate the feet as you move. Use your breath. Okay, bring that to stillness and start shaking out the legs. One leg and the other leg. Rotate into the left ankle. Maybe pointing and flexing the toes. And the other side, the left foot rotating. And pointing and flexing that foot. See what it feels like there in the ankle and the foot. We don't often take our time to really notice what's going on there. Often our feet are really tense. I mean, our feet carry us through our days. So really just giving them a little bit of love. Okay, bring it to stillness. I want you to ground through the feet. So imagine opening up the toes and then placing each toe down on the mat. Little bend in the knees, arms alongside the body. You could have the hands forward, open up the fingers nice and wide. Relax the shoulders. Your chin is parallel to the floor. Close the eyes there. Just see what it feels like now to be still in the body. So that little bit of movement, you may notice that it has shifted something within your body, your mood. You know, something slight, something small might have changed for you just with that little bit of movement. So we really want to feel good in our bodies. As human beings, we want to feel good. And for me, that is what yoga is all about. It's a tool to help us feel good, to support our bodies, to support our hearts, and support our minds. It's not about creating a fancy shape of the body or standing on our heads or, you know, competing against the next person. It's about feeling good within our own skins. And that's going to be very different to the next person. We each have a different experience here on this earth. Our lives are different. Okay, so take a deep breath and imagine your breath going all the way up the back of your body to the crown of the head. And on your out breath, exhale it out the mouth, relaxing the body. So on the inhalation, the breath moves up the spine all the way to the crown of the head. And your out breath, down the body, down the legs, back down into the earth, connecting down. Deep breath up the spine, up the back, lengthening tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, relax, release down the front of the body. Take another 3 big breaths like that. Okay, and then you can slowly open your eyes. You're going to move to the top of your mat. And so come all the way to the top of your mat. Feet, keep the feet hip-width distance apart. And you can bring your hands together in front of the chest so your palms are touching. And just take a moment to connect to your breathing. I'm going to guide you through what is called a half sun salutation. So it's really about connecting our breath and our movement. We're going to take it nice and slowly together. Inhale, take the arms out to the side and up overhead. Palms to touch above the head. And then bring the hands, draw the hands through heart center as they were, palms to touch. And you're hinging at the hips, folding down into a forward fold. You might take a few more breaths than just one exhale as you move down. So let's just take it nice and slow as we do the first one together. Release the neck completely. Take a breath here. Release it out. And now take a halfway lift. So on your next inhalation, hands to your shin bones. Lengthen up halfway, nice flat back. And then fold down again over the legs, breathing out. And we're going to come all the way up to standing ground through the feet. Take the arms up, out and up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands down in front of the chest. Okay, so now we're going to do one breath, one movement. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Release the neck. Inhale for halfway lift. Straighten the back of the legs. Nice flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ground through the feet, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. So let's do one more together. Big breath in. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do exactly the same. We're just going to add something more to that. So inhale up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Let's spend a bit of time here in your forward fold. Little bend in the knees. Drop the head down. And let's grab hold of the opposite elbows with the opposite hands. So really pressing the feet down into the floor. Drop the head down. And you're going to start feeling the backs of your legs. They might even start shaking, depending on how tight the backs of our legs are. We don't want to overdo the stretch, so I love to just cue to bend the knees, also for the lower back. If you find this is too much for you and you're really stiff, maybe you want to use a chair and just walk the legs a little further away from the chair as you bend forward. Let's take one more breath there. Deep inhale and exhale out. Okay, we're going to go into what's called downward facing dog. It's an inverted V shape. Plant the hands down. This might be difficult for some of you, and that is fine. You might want to drop down to the knees first. I am going to do very basic. I'm going to cue for very basic. So if you have practiced yoga before, please go ahead and move a little faster than I am. Lift your buttocks nice and high. The heels might be quite lifted. Maybe walk the feet a little bit closer to the hands as you press the heels back. Drop the head between the arms. So you might feel a nice big stretch underneath the armpits, over the chest, the front side, and into the backs of the legs, so the back body down towards the heels. Let's walk out the legs here. So just be sure that you're not dumping into the shoulders or releasing into the shoulders. You want to press the arms nice and straight, and then press away. You're pressing the chest back towards the back of the mat, walking out the legs. So I will say that downward dog might look easy, but if you haven't practiced much yoga or you're out of practice, this is very strong into the arms, into the shoulders. So it gets tiring. Take a few breaths. And let's drop down to the knees together into our extended child's pose. So this is a beautiful rest pose. Bring your big toes together, open up the knees, press the buttocks back, and keep the hands away from the crown of the head. So walk the hands a little further away. You can press the palms down. And see if you can drop your forehead down there. For some of you now, the buttocks might be up here. You might want to put a pillow or something underneath the buttocks. Otherwise, you could just stay there with the chest dropping down. I really like to just invite you to connect to your own body. You're not going to look like me in this pose. None of us look the same. So release that. Let go of that. Let go of that pressure you're putting on yourself. Drop your forehead down. And you should feel a nice stretch down the length of the sides of your body, from the hips through the armpits to the hands. Let's take 2 more breaths there.
Okay, walk the hands over to the right. So we did this on Tuesday into a side stretch. The hands are in line with the shoulders, so open the hands wide. And the chest draws over the right leg, drop the forehead down there. Feel the stretch down the left side of the body. Take one more breath. Walking back through center, inhale and exhale over to the other side. So you're walking that right hand a little bit further away or towards the left, just to get a deeper stretch down the right side of your body. Okay, and then slowly bring it back to center. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So find a tabletop. And from your tabletop, you're going to move into what's called a puppy stretch. So you start walking the hands forward to the top of the mat. This is almost like a downward dog. So it is in preparation really for downward dog. Walk the hands forward, allow the chest to drop between the arms, and you can drop the forehead down onto the mat if it reaches. Or you could use, again, a pillow or a book or something. Or maybe the head is just up here for now. You want to keep the hips over the knees. So this is quite strong into the chest and into the fronts of the armpits. You're opening up there. You might feel a compression between the shoulder blades. So a really nice stretch for after a long day sitting in front of the computer. And feel your breath. One more deep inhale and a deep exhale. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and come back up to tabletop. And let's just rest the shoulders. So take the buttocks back towards the heels, drop the chest down. Let's take the hands back towards the feet this time. So you're in your child's pose, relaxing the shoulders there. Take 1 or 2 breaths. And when you're ready, coming into your downward facing dogs again. So in your inverted V, tuck the toes, the feet are hip width distance apart, tuck the toes, lift the buttocks, coming into that strong pose, downward facing dog. Feel what it feels like to be in your body. A strong, beautiful body that you have. Look forward to the top of the mat and then make your way there. So either you're dropping to the knees and stepping through, or you're going to walk all the way to the top. And let's unravel, unfold the body, slowly rolling up. The shoulders back and down. And you're just rolling into the shoulders a couple more times. You're just feeling your breath there. Okay, and then bring it to stillness. We're going to come into some balancing poses. So ground through the feet. You might want to grab hold of a chair or a wall or a bed or something if your balance is not very good. I don't want to say not very good if it's, a little bit wobbly. So you're going to lift that right leg off the mat, the right foot, 90-degree bend into that right leg. Maybe you can grab hold with the hands, both hands to the front of that right knee. So just staying there. Let's play a little here, and maybe you can take it a little bit further than this into a twist, a balance and a twist at the same time. Keep your left hand on your right knee. Take your right hand back to the back of the mat. Keep that leg 90 degrees. And then see if you can maybe look towards the back hand. Maybe you can shoot the other hand forward. And then slowly on your exhale, bring it back to center. Hug that right leg into your chest. So you could really just bring it up into your chest. Release the hands, now stay with your balance, and you're going to slowly move that right foot back. We're going into a lunge. Maybe you want to bring the hands to the hip. 90-degree bend in the left leg now. Your right foot is back to the back of the mat. Try and straighten that back leg. And you're sinking the hips down towards the floor. So you're going to feel a deep stretch on the front of your right hip, the hip flexor. If you want to take it a little bit further, let's extend the arms up towards the roof. Sink the hips a little deeper down towards the floor. Feel your breath. Staying in your lunge, let's twist now in your lunge. This time, the right hand forward, left hand goes back and you look towards the left side. Okay, bring it back to center. Maybe bring the hands in front of the chest or to the hip. You might want to bump up the back foot slightly. We're going to come back into a balance. That standing balance, you're taking the weight onto your left foot. Standing balance, take it nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. And plant that right foot down to the mat. Give yourself a moment there to just connect to stillness. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Take 2 more like that. And we're going over to the other side. So ground through the right foot. Lifting into your left leg. 90-degree bend in that left leg. Let's stay there. Keep a little bend in the right leg. It helps for the balance. Maybe you can grab hold of that left knee. See how that feels. See if you can keep that 90-degree bend though. And taking a little bit further on this side, let's play around here. Keep the right hand to the left knee, take the left hand back. And twisting, looking over towards the left side. Keep the hips shooting forward. And then slowly you're going to bring it back to center. Keep the knee there. And then we're going to slowly take it back into our lunge. So release the hands either to your hips or to heart center. Reach up tall through the crown of the head and slowly take that left foot back as you lunge back. So take it nice and slow as you step back into your lunge. So just correcting your alignment. Keep that 90-degree bend in that front leg. The back heel is shooting up towards the roof. Maybe you can straighten out that back leg a little bit more. Sink the hips down a little deeper. Maybe you want to step that back foot a little further back. Connecting to your breath. Take it a little bit further. Extend the hands up towards the roof. Reaching up nice and tall. Twisting here in your lunge. Right hand goes back. Listen carefully. Right hand back. Left hand forward. Look towards the right side. Relax the shoulders. Nice straight line from the back hand to the front hand. Inhale, come back to center. Reach the hands up. Bring the hands to heart center. Exhale. And step up nice and slowly now back into that standing balance. 90-degree bend in that left leg. Bring the hands to the left knee. Maybe hug the knee up into your chest. Reach up nice and tall through the crown of your head. And then plant the foot down. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Roll the shoulders back. Let's ground through the feet there. And take a few breaths. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Okay, so keep the weight onto your left leg now. You're going to lift your right leg again into that 90-degree bend. Bend into your left leg. You're going to come into a figure 4 here. So as if you're sitting down in a chair, bring your right ankle to your left upper knee. Sit down a little deeper. Maybe bring the hands to heart center. So this right knee is drawing down towards the floor. The shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Feel your breath. One more breath there. And slowly release. Come back. Feet hip width distance apart. Okay, over to the other side. Weight into your right leg. Bend into that leg a little bit. So a little bend in the knee. Lift up your left leg, 90-degree bend. And start sitting down into your chair. Left ankle to right upper knee. And sit down. Take it nice and deep. Hands to heart center, palms together. And take a moment to connect to your breath. Oh, you're wobbly. I'm wobbly on the side. Okay. Use your breath. Feel your breath. Okay, come back to standing. Feet hip width distance apart. Take a moment to have the arms alongside the body. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And you're going to take the arms up. Overhead, inhale. Deep breath in. Palms to touch. Exhale, let's fold forward over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach up through the crown of the head or even through the chest. Exhale to fold down. Let's take 2 more like that. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale to fold down. We're stepping back to downward facing dog. Make your way into your downward facing dog's feet hip width distance apart. Maybe you want to walk out the legs again there. If it feels good for you, walking out the legs, or maybe you want to just stay in stillness. Give yourself another 3 more breaths there. And feel free to go back into your child's pose for resting or maybe resting on your belly. Okay, you're going to step the left foot. Stay with the left foot. We're stepping the left foot to the top of the mat. Either you want to drop to your knees or you can step it straight through. Left foot steps through. So come into a runner's lunge here. You're lifting the right knee off the mat. We're not staying here long. We're turning to the wide side of our mat for a wide-legged fold. Turn the toes in, heels out. Walk the hands to the center of your mat, and so that you can fall down over the legs. So again, some of us might not be down onto the floor completely. Some of us might be up here. Or maybe you can grab hold or connect the hands to the floor. Keep a little bend in the legs. Crown of the head is drawing down. Take a moment to feel your breath. Releasing any stress, any tension, any holding out the body on the out breath. And you're going to plant the right hand underneath the right shoulder. I'm mirroring you, so you're planting the right hand, lifting the left arm up towards the roof. So keep that right hand under the shoulder, maybe a little bit more in front of the shoulder so that you can open up the chest and gaze up and feel this beautiful length in the chest as you open up towards the roof. There's this length in the spine from your tailbone all the way up the spine to the crown of the head. Deep inhale there. And releasing the hand down. Going over to the other side, press the left hand down. Inhale the right hand to rise up. Feel your breath. I sometimes even like to come onto my fingertips on my lower hand to get a little bit more lift in my upper body. Feel that twist around. The left rib cage drawing around up towards the roof. Deep breath in. And plant that hand down, fold over the legs again. Let's walk the hands to the front of your mat. So to your left toes, turn the left toes to the top of the mat. And let's press back to downward facing dog again. From downward dog this time, let's go into a high plank. Inhale, ripple the weight forward over the wrists. You're into a high plank. You might want to walk the feet a little further back. Don't dump into the hips here. Maybe even lift the hips a little higher. Press through the arms, through the hands. Engage your core. Draw the belly button to the spine. Feel beautifully strong here in your body. Deep inhale. And the knees drop down to the mat. Exhale the knees down. And now listen carefully. So keep the hands connecting down. Bending the elbows. The elbows are drawing into the side of the body. Bring the chest down towards the floor and the chin. Keep the buttocks lifted. And then slowly lower down onto your belly. And tuck the toes, hands alongside the chest. Inhale to peel the chest off the mat. Stay there for the exhale. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lowering all the way down. Plant the hands. Tuck the toes. Move back onto your knees and back to downward facing dog. Let's take 5 long breaths in downward dog together. And then slowly drop down to the knees. Come into your extended child's pose again. Big toes to touch. Open up the knees. Press the buttocks back. And relax the forehead down. Maybe you even want to bring the side of the forehead to the mat. And take the hands back towards the feet. Really softening the body. If this doesn't feel restful for you, maybe you want to lie on your stomach or your back. So really beginning to slow down the practice now again. So maybe start slowing down your breath, your breathing. Maybe just noticing the breath. Give yourself another 3 breaths there. And then slowly coming up into the seated position. We're going to roll down onto our backs. So soles of the feet connecting down, bring the palms to touch between the legs. And you're going to slowly roll down the length of the spine. So take it nice and slow as you roll down. Keep the feet grounded, belly button drawing back to the spine. Slowly releasing there. Maybe bring the heels a little bit closer to the buttocks so that the lower back feels really supported. And take a moment here to just feel how you feel. So for those of you in high school, maybe in matric, there's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. I remember my time back there, exams and all. I absolutely love just coming down onto the floor on my bed, lying on my back like this, feet connecting down and really just connecting to my breath. So let's just take a few breaths together here. Deep inhale. Release it out the mouth. Deep inhale again. Release it out the mouth. Exhale. Release any stress, tension. Deep inhale. Exhaling. And then what feels really good is to hug your knees into your chest here. So bring that up and feel what it feels like to hug your knees into your chest. Remembering what I said in the beginning of practice, this is more about bringing tools to your own life that you can use to reconnect to yourself, to release stress, and to manage your own nervous system, to manage the way that we experience life. We have the capacity to do that. We have the capacity to find the right tools that work for us. And there are tools that work, natural tools that can help and support you. And we really do forget the power of our own breath. So as you're hugging in your knees into your chest, you want to release and relax your stomach. We tend to hold a lot of tension in our stomach and our bellies. And if you begin to notice how much tension there is, you will begin to notice how much we really hold there, but we don't realize that. So this practice of yoga and moving our bodies also allows us to be more aware of our bodies and what is going on, how we can support ourselves. Take the knees open to the edges of the mat and the feet up towards the roof. So this is quite a strange pose. Happy baby. You'll often see little babies doing this, and you really do.
Bring the hands to the shin bones. Maybe you can't even grab hold of the shin bones. Maybe you're just grabbing hold behind the knees. Little stretch into the hips. Maybe you could grab hold of the toes, take a little bit deeper. So you've got peace hand fingers grabbing hold of the big toes. You're really drawing the knees down towards the mat. The hips might lift up. See if you can press the hips down towards the floor. Take 2 more breaths. Hug the knees into your chest. We're going to twist very gently and not for too long. Bring the arms into a T shape if you have space, or into cactus arms or goalpost arms, and drop the knees over to the right side. Give yourself about 3 breaths there. Deep breaths into the belly. Back to center, inhale. And over to the other side, drop the knees over to the left. Take 3 deep breaths. And then slowly bring it back to center. Lastly, we go into a relaxation or your corpse pose. Deep inhale, bring the forehead up to meet the knees. Big breath in. And exhale to release out. Arms alongside the body. Have the palms facing up towards the roof. Close the eyes if that feels good. 3 minutes to really just relax and do nothing. See if you can notice your breath. Slowly you can start waking up the body again, wriggle the toes. And wriggle into your fingers, maybe move into your neck very slowly. Stretch up the hands, up overhead. Maybe take a deep breath. Keep the eyes closed, roll over onto your right side. And take it nice and slowly as you make your way back up to a sitting position.
Just keep the eyes closed if that feels comfortable, if you feel safe to keep the eyes closed. I want you to bring your right hand to your lower stomach area and your left hand to your heart or your chest. And see if you can really relax the stomach. And just see what it feels like to hold yourself there. Feel your own touch. These are all beautiful tools to connect us back to ourselves so that we can feel calmer, more centered, more grounded, less anxious in our mind space, but more down into our bodies, into our hearts. Tools to manage your own system, really. You just use this hand that's over the heart and gently tap into your heart space. And use your breath as you're tapping there. And then bring both hands, maybe use 2 fingers to tap just alongside the eyes. Keep the eyes closed. Relax the belly. And then release the hands just to relax. Take a moment there. And just feel your body. Maybe just noticing how you're feeling right now. Do you feel a little bit more calm and steady in your body? Maybe that's not the case. Maybe you are feeling more anxious. This is nothing about right or wrong. We really just want to notice how we're feeling so that we can be more aware. And once we're aware, then we can do the necessary things we need to do to help ourselves, to support ourselves. So that's really what it's all about. Thank you for joining me today for this practice, and I really do hope to see you next week. Next week Tuesday, next week Thursday at the same time. Let your friends know that we're practicing and that it's not all about a physical yoga practice of standing on our heads. It's about tools to help ourselves, support ourselves, and help us de-stress, especially in these difficult times. And we all need that. Even I need that. So see you next week, and thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful weekend. If there's any questions, pop them into the chat. I'm here. I will leave as everyone starts leaving the room. I'm leaving the live stream. For those of you who do want more yoga next week, I'm running a free yoga journey. Basically, you'll receive a yoga class for 7 days in your inbox, a pre-recorded class in your inbox. And you can find more details on my YouTube channel. Thank you, Uno. Wonderful. Thanks, Tamara.
I'm not used to being called ma'am, so you guys can just call me Jess. Amazing that you've joined. And please tell your friends to come and join this practice. It's been life-changing for me to be able to use these tools. I'm so glad. If you want to chat to me more, connect to me on social media and we can chat. I'd love to be able to support you. I'm so glad that helped you calm down. Amazing. It doesn't take long. You can spend 10 minutes with your own breathing, 5 minutes even. Hand on your heart, hand on your lower belly, breathing up the spine and softening the body. Okay, last, I'm going to end the stream, so let me know if there's anything else that I can help with or comment how it made you feel, the class. I'd love to know. Okay, I'm ending it now. Bye, guys.